I did not mean to drive down the middle of Midtown, but here I am. Okay, so driving right past the Fox. I've not been in the Fox in so long. And I'm just leaving a movie with my bandmates. Invited me to a movie this evening. And at first I wasn't going to go, but then I was like, you know what? You need to go. You need to try to get back into the life and the lifestyle you used to have, which was not that long ago, right? We went and saw the Neil Young movie, and it was pretty good. I liked it. Um, I still got to go to work tomorrow. but uh but yeah, I enjoyed the movie, and it kind of is helping me really kind of realize I need to find balance in all of this, you know? And my brother, he's still in the hospital. I finally got him to sign the release of information because he doesn't understand any of this stuff. It's almost like he's like a teenager. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know about any of this stuff. And being mentally ill at the same time, it's quite difficult. So, um, I got I got him to sign it. I haven't talked to him yet, and I'm kind of purposely not trying to talk to him because this evening, like I said, I was going out with some friends, and he just wants to get out. And it reminds me of all the times because this morning I did send an email. This is how I got him to do it. I ended up I learned that, yeah, families don't get a lot of I don't know, uh, there's more support for the patient, which I understand, and I think I said this before, but what that means is I have to offer information to give the care team, the medical professionals, some context around why it's important for him to sign this. So I basically sent an email this morning stating not everything, but a lot, just enough for them to realize it's like, oh, so this person, he could be cared for, but he doesn't understand how things are, going for him, and he's run off several times because he doesn't understand things, how things work. He doesn't understand that there's a process for everything. He just, so I basically gave a short history of the past 5 years that my brother's been dealing with. And I think that was enough to convince them, obviously, for them to go and talk to him and tell him, hey, your family wants to help you, but you need to sign this paperwork rather than just say the words, because I already know how it works sometimes. Sometimes they'll just say the words just to, go through the motions, medical teams and things like that, and they don't realize that there's a little bit more to the story than just doing the legal rigmarole. Okay, so now I am downtown, going through all the hotels and stuff. You see all the lights and stuff. Yeah, I did this by accident. I really didn't mean to come down this way. And I'm actually surprised that it's busy. But then again, it's Thursday. So Thursday evenings, that's kind of the I guess the party the weekend starts on Thursdays in Atlanta. Okay. So I'm not really that surprised. And I'll be home probably in another, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or so. The only issue is because of all these lights, stoplights. And yeah, so my brother, he's being taken care of, and I'm just gonna say, I've been finally getting some peace of mind, some sleep, knowing that I know where he is. And I know that sounds horrible, or maybe it doesn't, because he is not being given the proper care that I feel like he needs. Even if it is me. I'm not a professional here in this. I know some things, but I'm not a professional. And I've been really mindful about how I approach him about certain things. And I've told my mother this, it's like I'm not going to force him to do certain things. He is an adult, but mentally he is not. And he has mental illness. Okay? So there's certain things I'm trying to make sure I keep the relationship that we have, rather than him starting to feel like he is being, I don't know, abused or something. But I'm not abusing him, but he's mentally ill, so he doesn't know. He thinks that though, or he could think that. So yeah, so that's why I'm not answering the phones right now until I actually talk to somebody who is doing the assessments of him and all of this other stuff. Because I already know what he wants. He wants to get out, even though he wanted to go in. Okay? And I know he needed to go in, because I've already told you what happened last week. He tried to go into the hospital twice. He tried to get in the hospital, and that's what he's been doing. And that's the thing that we have to start teaching him. It's like, if you're having a mental health crisis, you don't go complain about your toe hurting. They're not going to let you in. And I know I've told him this, but because of his memory, he doesn't understand that. Or he'll forget, and he'll just go back to like, oh, my toe hurts, and he'll sit in the emergency room all day, and then they never actually treat him for what he actually needs to be there for. Oh, speaking of, I'm right next to one of the government buildings. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply for guardianship for all of these reasons, because I can't be going to the hospital every other week because your toe hurts. And I really have to start thinking logically, even though I think, yeah, yesterday and today I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I feel so guilty. Guilty for what? For him getting the care he needs? And yeah, he's, calling me because he wants me to come get him. But that's what he did before. He did that back in Birmingham when he ran off, and went missing for 3 weeks. He did that. He would call every once in a while when he remembered to do it. And I know I've mentioned this, he called me while I was dead asleep in the middle of the night on a Saturday night, calling me from Birmingham. I'm living in Atlanta, and he's saying, come pick me up. I'm like, I can't do that. It's the middle of the night. It's like, and he won't go to his caregivers, So I don't know. We've got to come to some kind of terms with a lot of these things. This can't continue. That's where I am with this. It's like this is not sustainable. As I was, and luckily, a lot of my bandmates, they've been through similar things with family members, so they pretty much, he was, at least one of them was pretty much like, yeah, that's not sustainable. I didn't go into details, but they're like, yeah, something's gotta happen. Something more sustainable. So I am looking, if I have the guardianship, and I'm gonna look into this. If I have the guardianship, then he could even be on my insurance. I'm not using it. I said this the other day. I'm not using it. So that means I can probably get him better health care, therapy, real treatment, not just medicine. Even though the pills, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, here in the United States, one of these pills that he's taking cost $1,000 for the bottle. Okay, that's one of them. But he needs more than just the medicine. He needs to know and learn about his illness, and learn about his triggers, and learn about his body. And I think everybody should learn these things about themselves for better health and wellness. And this, like I said, this is in general, but I think in his situation, he can heal. I'm not going to say he's going to be like cured. He can be healed. And he can learn that, oh, my symptoms are coming back. What do I do? That's what I think, that he can manage this. But I don't know if he's, no, I'm not, I don't know. He has never had the opportunity. That I do know. So he can heal. He has never had the opportunity to be exposed to all of the elements that can make that happen for him. So yeah, that's where we are. And then as for me, yeah, I got to make sure I keep a support team for myself and lean back into, the folks who know me, and I guess gain more insight into families that deal with folks who are mentally ill, and look for best practices and advice, things like that. Because he can do this. I believe in him more than he believes in himself right now. And I'm not gonna, like I said, I know I'm fussing now at this point, but I'm not gonna keep running behind him. And he changes his mind every other month about something. Because yeah, he knows he's feeling it. I probably, feeling like I want to go back to Birmingham. I'm like, for what? They've kicked you out, or you ran away from them. Like, what? Who are you gonna? He has no idea. Like, his disability barely pays for anything, and he doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand that. All right. So I'm definitely back in my neighborhood, so I gotta hurry up, get home, jump in a shower. I feel like I am getting back at a decent time. Okay. I just got twisty turny up there in Midtown a little bit, but I'm back. And when people, and I'm gonna leave it with this. You definitely got to surround yourself with people who can support you in your growth and support you in your wellness in these kinds of situations. And I'm tired of reacting and running around like my hair is on fire. That's him. He's done that, and he is doing that. And I don't want to do that. I want to be proactive and figure out what to do in these situations and not sit around and, I don't know. So yeah, so I think if I can get this guardianship, luckily I now have a phone number to his caseworker at the hospital. I'll be talking to them hopefully tomorrow. I've left them a message already. And we've got everything around me turns into gold. Okay, I'm not playing. I don't go around with what I guess people in my family say, the poor mouth. It's like, oh, woe is me. I don't do that. And I don't like it when I see people around me do it, even if it is my family. Sometimes I just have to avoid them, because they're bringing failure to them with that kind of language, and I don't ascribe to it. Okay. All right, so I'm almost home, and thanks for watching. It was feeling kind of scary the last 24 hours for me, feeling, like I said, guilt, and did I do the right thing? And I did the right thing. Even though he's reacting in a way that's seeming babyish, he is in fear. But I can't be in fear with this, okay? Because I'm not going to keep roaming around in the middle of the night chasing after him. That's got to stop, okay? You've come into my realm, my brother. In my realm, we don't do that. Speaking of, here he is. With that I say, take care.